Hi guys, John the Firearms Instructor. How you doing today? We are having a little bit of technical difficulties with this product we're using today. I apologize in advance. If you are on here, we got 4 people watching. I appreciate that very much. I'm going to get the comments here in a second. I wanted to kind of give you a overview of what we're going to do today. But first, I got to make sure you guys can hear me. This is going to be one of the most important things. If you can't hear me, I'm having a little bit of a challenge on this thing today. So if you can do for me a little bit is go ahead and let me know if you can hear me through the comments. I would appreciate that very much. Help us let me know if I'm coming across clear or if can you hear me? I'm going to mark, can you hear me? Get that out there. Hopefully, well, it looks like 0 people are watching, so obviously that means you can't. I'm testing it as best I can live, but if you can't hear me, it's not going to help me much. Let's see if I can get somebody to respond if you can hear me or not. All right, looks like I got somebody looking here. Can you hear me? What I need to know at this point in time. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Coming across for you. Let me put a banner across here. A banner. So can you hear me? Don't think you can. So you can respond. That would be awesome. So here is the text here. All right. Hey, Dave Sarah, can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir? Very muffled, huh? How is this? Is this better? Can you hear me better this way? Can you hear me better with this sound here? Am I coming across a little bit better with this? Or is it sounding still muffled? Am I still muffled, Hulk? Am I still muffled? Just a tad bit good. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm trying to work on the sound real quick here, guys. I apologize about this. I'm trying to get this all set for me. Let's see if I can get this up to help tremendously. See if we'll work on this. Let's see if I can turn the volume up. Maybe turning the volume up will work a little bit. That may help. And let's go ahead and get this other camera working. Maybe that'll work for us too. Oh boy, how wonderful is this? Okay, I appreciate that very much, buddy. That means a lot to me. It really does. I apologize for us not being the camera thing. I had it all set today, but I don't know what to do. This all this new stuff for me is kind of getting it all set for YouTube Live and everything else like that. Let's try this real quick. I think this may help us be a little bit more live here. Let's see if this is going to work for us. All right, there's another camera for us. I don't know if that's come across any stronger for me. If not, well, about that. Is that better? Can you hear me better with that or no? When I'm using this camera, can you hear me better at that point in time? Loud and clear now. Awesome. That's good to hear, buddy. I appreciate that very much. Let me move a camera real quick and we'll get started with this live. I appreciate you being so patient with us. Let me move this camera real quick. We'll get it all set for us. That'll work tremendously. Excuse the flying by the seat of my pants, but I appreciate you being patient with us. Second here. Wow, that's awesome. All right. All right, welcome to the live. I appreciate you being here. Welcome, welcome. We got Hulk event. We've got Dave Sawyer. Welcome, Dave. We're glad you're here, buddy. Thank you very much. Means an awful lot to me. Tonight we're going to do a lot of different stuff, but I want to welcome to our second live. This one, this one started off with a bang, but we appreciate you all being here. Please go on the comments there and let us know where you're from and what's going on. We would truly appreciate it. Yeah, that'll help tremendously. Bring the mic back. Right? Is it? We're not loud enough now, or are we okay? Everything's good. Everything's good. Hulk, we good? Dave, we good? All right. All right, here we go. So tonight we're going to discuss a lot of different things. I want to go over presentation today. I want to talk about our weekly weekly drill that we did yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw that on our YouTube channel, but we did talk yesterday about shooting one-handed. The one-handed drill is a real great drill. It will help you tremendously work on your fundamentals, your grip, your stance, your trigger control, and all that stuff like that. What you're looking to do is when you shoot one-handed, you want to make sure that the other hand is away from your body. We did a drill yesterday through our YouTube channel, which allowed us to shoot one-handed, right-handed, and then 5 bullets right-handed, 5 bullets left-handed, and then two-handed in the middle. We had circles, 3-inch circles. We had it 3 yards. This is an awesome drill to help you work on your fundamentals to make sure that you're strong and feel comfortable with the weapon. When I shot yesterday with Johnny filming, I used my right eye when I was using my right hand, and I used my left eye to dominate the gun when I was shooting one hand with my left hand, and obviously I used both eyes open on the one in the middle. This is a good drill to help us work on the fundamentals and make you more and more comfortable as you shoot. You need to practice one-hand shooting because you never know in a situation where you may have to, you may lose a hand in a gunfight, or you may have to shoot your weapon with your non-dominant hand. You need to practice this tremendously. I don't know how many people I ask to do this. And normally, if you're left-handed and I ask you to do something right-handed, it's not a big deal. But if you're right-handed trying to do something left-handed, that becomes somewhat more of a challenge for us. So you want to make sure you're doing that as well as you can. With that being said, make sure you look at these videos we're doing on YouTube. Those YouTube videos helps tremendously grow our audience base and helps us tremendously when you like something, comment on something, it tells YouTube and the algorithms that people like this, and it helps a small company like myself grow tremendously. We are so fortunate at this point in time with the way you guys are. You're really supporting us, and we're doing these lives, and we're doing all the YouTube videos. We're getting to a point where we're getting up to that 4,000 watch hours, which will help monetization. We have every little thing open for us at this point in time. There's some swag you can get from our YouTube channel. There's a lot of different stuff you can get, but at the end of it, you got to make sure that it supports you as much as we're asking you to support us, but we want to make sure we're giving you what you deserve as well. So if you find something that we do and it's really entertaining for you, there's multiple ways where you can help us tremendously, and I would truly appreciate it as much as possible. So if you let me go ahead and fix this in the back, I don't know what happened there, but my camera, my flag's gone in the back there. So now I want to talk about, I did a class the other day, excuse me, I did a class the other day with a customer, and the customer came in, and they were talking about what's the right gun for me. And I thought, boy, that's a good video to do. So I wanted to give a presentation and give you guys a slide that I used. I talked to her in regards to which firearm's the best for you. And I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go through this 10 things to consider before you buy your first pistol. Now, this is going to be a great opportunity for you to learn a little bit, even if you're a first-time shooter or if you are a seasoned shooter. These are great things to think about when it comes time for you to purchase that next pistol. And we're going to start with number one. And number one is, what's your why? Why are you buying the gun? What are you going to do with it? Are you going to use it for home defense? Are you going to do it for range time? Are you going to use it for carry? Lately, most people are coming into the store to buy one gun for everything. And I'm not exactly sure if that's the best policy for us at this point in time, because obviously I carry a little tiny pistol in my pocket. I carry a Diamondback 9 in my pocket almost every day. When I started carrying a 9mm in my pocket, I carried almost every day. And to be honest with you, when I had to physically carry a gun on my side on a regular basis, it was challenging because I'd get to work and I'd sit down in a chair or anything else like that. So the carry gun is one thing. Home defense and everything else is another. We got to get our head around that as much as possible. So what's your why? Why are you going to buy the gun? What are you doing with it? Are you going to do the home defense, range time, or carry? There are a lot of hybrid products in the market today that will let you be able to do all three. The Smith & Wesson Shield, the Equalizer, the Glock 43X, the Taurus G2, Taurus G3. There's a lot of stuff out there. You just got to figure out the right gun for you. So that's the very first thing I'm going to say. Number one is, what's your why? Let's go to number two. Number two is what's your budget? There are a lot of things on the market today. If you're looking at $3,000 guns and your budget is $200, that ain't gonna fly. You're not gonna work there. But I can tell you this: by shooting a ton of stuff, I can buy anything I want to buy. I own a gun store and I get some guns at a low price. Uh, I get it cheaper than you guys would due to the fact that I get wholesale pricing on firearms, and I still pick Smith and Wesson. I still pick Glock 43s. I still pick the Taurus line because I know those guns are economically available. They shoot really well. When we put it in the hand of a newbie student, they work well. I've seen a lot of high-end pistols that jam on a regular basis because they're picky on ammo. So I gave you a budget between $200 and $600 would be a great choice for your first pistol. Now, do you need to spend over $600 for a pistol? That's totally up to you. But realistically, I don't think $1,000 pistol shoots any better than a $500 pistol or a $300 pistol. Really, the pistol itself is just a piece of equipment, and it's got to be ran by an operator. If you shoot a $3,000 gun crappy, you're going to be crappy. So let's kind of get your point across there, which is important. So your number two is what's your price point? All right, let's go to the next one here. Next one would be, going the wrong direction. Next one would be your online research. Online research is so important because if you don't have a good point base to go by, like I said before, you can go online research, do a lot of different stuff, and it's going to tremendously make it different. It's going to make a big difference on what you're going to physically do with the gun. Because if you think about it, well, I'm back 1,000. That 1,000. Excuse the phone's ringing. We can't. So if you're batting 1,000 there, and it becomes something a total different thing, that becomes something you need to make sure. So your online research is so important, as well as your online research. You can look at friends and family, because friends and family that are shooters are going to be able to put you on something that you could physically make sure that you would like. They may be able to take you to the range or give you some advice that a stranger you may not trust gives you advice. So friends and family, why do they like the pistol that they're recommending to you? That's another good choice for you. Number six is the caliber choice. Now, in my opinion, 9mm is probably the best choice. 9mm is available. 9mm is economical. 9mm has all the bells and whistles you need as far as durability, capacity, shoots really well. When you get into 22s, 22s are nice and easy product to shoot, but at the end of it, is that something you want to use for defensive purposes? Don't get me wrong. 22 will do just about anything else will do, but you've got to remember that when you're shooting a 22, it just doesn't have the power of a 9mm 380. Take the milk jug test. Take a milk jug, fill it up full of water, and shoot it with a 9mm. At that point in time, that milk jug would go to pieces on you. If you shot it with a 22, you're poking a hole in it. So that is something we need to make sure that we get our head around as much as possible on that. So 9mm is a choice. 380 is kind of expensive. 380 is part of that deal where you're not shooting a ton of those rounds, but when you do shoot them, they cost like 9mm. I think last week we had a gun show, 26 cents a round, where 380 can be anywhere from 48 to 68 cents a round. So it's kind of expensive after a while, so you want to make sure that you find them. And then it's all about recoil and recoil management. There's 40 and 45 ACP and 380 and 357. There are a lot of different revolver rounds and things like that. Just got to make sure you find the right round that's going to work for you. And that's the key to that. Okay? All right, number 7 is visit the gun store or gun show. We just got back from the gun show, and I walked around trying to figure out how many different firearms were at this gun show, what kind of price points. Man, if you want to see a ton of guns and put a ton of guns in your hand without feeling it's wrong to touch them kind of deal, because these gun stores get some kind of snobbiness once in a while when you walk in and you're a newbie. But at these gun shows, pretty much everybody's walking around that has some lack of experience somewhere along the lines. You don't feel as intimidated. And there are a lot of great guys that answer a lot of questions. I know we just got back from our gun show, met a lot of nice people, a lot of new students that want to shoot. That's why we go to these shows to introduce ourselves to the newbies. But it's a great way to visit, a great way to see a lot of product, feel and fit. Feel and fit is so important. Remember, guys, no one can buy you a pair of shoes but you. So if you're physically looking for something, you just send a significant other out to get it, it's a bad idea. And gentlemen, don't buy your wife a pistol. Take her with you. Make sure she feels it, be able to touch it, rack it, and do everything else you need to do. So important, so important. Because when you buy a firearm, there is no giving it back, no taking it back, no refunds. If you take a gun back to a gun store, you're taking a big beating. Because the gun store has to take it out of the books. And once they take it out of the books, even if you never shot it, it's still a used gun. At that point in time, a used gun, you got to make your money on it. Because a standard gun in a standard gun store with full retail price, you guys think we're making millions of dollars? We average anywhere from $30 to $75 per pistol. So that $550 gun you're buying, I'm making about $65 on it. So to kind of give you an idea. So there isn't a lot of room to move. So where we make our money is on the used guns. We make $100, $150 on a used gun. We buy it right, we sell it right. So if I buy it right, be able to put it on my table for $150 and give the person a discount of $20, then I'm doing okay for myself. But I gotta make that $100 somewhere, because electric costs money, air conditioning costs money. You can't get full prices back to guns, because once they leave the store, they're considered a used piece of equipment. So number 7 would be visit a gun store or a gun show. Get that fit and feel. Number 8. Now, number 8, number 9, and number 10, hopefully you'll be able to do it at one place. Now, we are a gun store, gun range, training facility. That's what we do for a living. This one, number 8, is a try before you buy. Now, let me explain to you what I mean by this. This means you take 5 of the most popular products on the market. You got it on your table. You're able to walk out there, shoot them, and figure out which one you like the best. Now, a lot of times when you go to a gun range and you're renting a gun, it's like renting a car. Last time you rented a car, how nice were you to it? That's the problem with gun rentals themselves. They're not clean very much. They're kind of like heat up a little bit, and it's kind of challenging to figure it out. And let's say, for instance, you've done all this research, but you really haven't learned to shoot the pistol yet. The try before you buy should be intermixed with firearms training somewhere along the line. So while I'm making this list, I thought, well, you know what? I'll put this list together. I think 8, 9, and 10 in this area is something that should be done together. But number 8, I'm going to put it at try before you buy. It's a must, guys, because when you put a gun in your hand and it feels good, it's going to shoot good. You put a gun in your hand and you think you like, and you don't like it, there becomes our problem as well. So we got to make sure. And a lot of times, if you want that pink gun, ladies, most of the manufacturers that make pink guns are making pink guns to grab women to look at them, but they're not always the best pistols on the market. They're just trying to work on that magic colored gun thing for women. And women will take that teal gun, think they love it. Their husband buys it for them, and they take it out the range the very first time, and they hate it because it's got a high recoil or something like that. So try before you buy is a must. Next one, like I said, number 9 is purchasing the product. Now, try before you buy, purchase the product, and firearms training could be grouped together into one. If you read, like for us, we have people coming in here all the time wanting to take one of our try before you buys or a basic pistol class. We'll introduce 2 pistols to them, maybe 3 pistols, let them shoot them. If they like the product, we turn that product into a sale. From that sale, we do another training class with them to get them to run the product so they understand their gun completely. There's a lot of difference between a man and a woman when it comes to shooting a pistol, and you got to fundamentals, grip, stance, trigger control, sight picture, sight alignment. And that's what we're going to get to last. Very last is the last thing to consider is signing up for some kind of training class. Signing up for firearms training class costs you money, but it saves you money. How's that happen, John? Well, it saves you money by when you engage the target with your firearm, your bullets are impacting where you want them to impact. A lot of students who are right-handed shoot low and left because they're pulling the bullets to that location. They're not holding the gun properly. They're not doing a lot of different stuff. Can't pull a trigger. You must press a trigger. You must keep the gun level. A level pistol always shoots level and get the fundamentals. So in a firearms training class, what's important is understand safety first, right? Safety, loading, unloading, racking, trigger engagement, sight picture, sight alignment, shooting fundamentals. Right instructor in your area, can't find one? Then contact the United States Concealed Carry Association. There's a website. You put your zip code in there, and our certified instructors in the area throughout the United States will pop up and they'll give you a name. You go to your local gun stores, your local gun ranges in town, you're going to find instructors that work with them, maybe for them, that can help you as well. And then you need that weekly range time. Range time is so important to get you working the fundamentals of shooting, grip, stance, trigger control, sight picture, sight alignment. Shooting a pistol is so diminishing, and diminishing systems like that, we need to do it on a regular basis or we're going to lose it. I think the more you figure everything out, you follow these 10 things, it's going to truly make you conscious of what you're looking for. Just going into the gun store to buy a gun without knowing everything you need to know could be a costly mistake for you. So, in my opinion, if we go over them one more time, 8, 9, and 10 can be done directly at a gun store or a gun range. That buying the gun, try before you buy, the firearms training. You could take the firearms training, move it to 8. You could take the try before you buy and have them give you a couple guns to try. And number 10 could be buying the weapon, right? But we still got to be able to work that weapon on a regular basis. How are we going to be doing here? Is we do a basic pistol class with weapon if they have it, without weapon if they have it. We supply the weapon, and they go ahead and buy ammo from us. We take them in the back. We kind of let them shoot 2 or 3 pistols, figure out the weapon that they like the best. I give them some recommendations on my side of it, but at the end, the target tells us more than anything else. If she's engaging or he's engaging the trigger and the bullets are going where he's impacting, then that tells you what pistol you like, whether you feel it or see it or look at it. I've had people always pick up a Glock and go, oh, I love the way that feels in my hand, but they get it on the range and they hate the trigger engagement. So there's a lot of stuff. So the research is so important. You've got to figure that out. Now, the best way to do research is what you're doing this evening. You're on YouTube. Go to YouTube. You can type in just as easy, best firearm for 2023 or best firearm for seniors or, best firearm for someone with dexterity issues. Those are all predominant things. Best firearm for women. And they'll give you a list. There'll be all kinds of lists. Doesn't mean they're right. Doesn't mean they're wrong. It's just something, just because it's best for you, the person that's doing the list doesn't mean it's great for you. That's why getting it in your hand and doing everything is so important. So I thought this list was going to be important for you to have. Make sure you give. Make sure you share with somebody maybe. Because that's going to be important because there are so many people nowadays that are going out there. That gun show over the weekend tells me what's happening. A lot of women, a lot of seniors, a lot of stuff like that are wanting to get a firearm for self-defense purposes. And I always ask them, when's the last time you shot a pistol? And most of them say never. And should you be out there buying a gun and doing anything without knowing what you're doing with it? And that's why it's so important. Training it has to be there. Training has to be there to make it more comfortable. Because a firearm is not a tool, and that tool needs to be operated by a craftsman. And that's what firearm training will do. It'll make you a craftsman. Hopefully that helps us a little bit there. Let's see where we can go from here. Let me back out of this and hit those comment section there, see if there's some comments going on. Audio's terrible. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, guys. Sparkle Bob. The comments are delayed. I apologize about that, guys. Hopefully we can get this solved for the next time. Okay, thanks, guys. I appreciate you telling me that. All right, so we're going to go to the next thing to talk about here. I'm probably going to finish it right here because the audio is so bad today. But I just wanted to make sure you understood the 10 reasons to get your picking up to choose the right firearm for you. I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast here. I want to apologize in advance for the bad audio that we have, and we will work on it to make it better for next week. Let me comment here for you guys, let you know that we're signing off early and that we apologize. You can always reach me, Hulk, through my cell phone number, which is on our or my email is probably the best, and that is, I'm going to go ahead and send this to you, Hulk. Respond back to you real quick here. Happy to reach you for questions. I'm going to go ahead and do my email here, which is John Johnson at Comcast.net. More than welcome to send me anything, and then we could share our other stuff there. I have a YouTube channel, and our YouTube channel has our email there. We have a website, which is www.firearmstrainingbyjohngjohnson.com, which is another way you can get a hold of me, Hulk. I'll put that down here too. And that'll take us right to our website as well. We have a lot of information on our website. We talked about a gun review, but we won't do that tonight due to the fact that we've got some audio issues. Guys, I got a couple things to say to you tonight. God bless. Be safe. And remember, you are your first line of defense. I really, really appreciate you sticking in with me tonight. And I apologize so much for the audio. We're working hard on getting this stuff done. I thought I had it solved. You looked at the back camera of all this stuff. I got more stuff plugged in than I know what to do with. I'm a firearms guy. I'm a firearms trainer, and it's one of those deals where all this stuff is secondary to me. But I'm going to try to get it better and better and better just for you guys, and we appreciate it very much. One last thing we talked about is that I want to make sure that you guys have the ability to look at a new product. I don't know if you've seen this from Sky yet, but Sky makes their DV line, and that DV line is so nice now. They changed the trigger on it. And what happened with that Sky is Sky manufacturers just changed out, made it a striker fire unit. It's got a flat trigger on it. It's 10 rounds, 2 magazines, polymer stainless, and they do have optic ready models as well. So it becomes something of a really, really great little gun. I'll tell you this product itself is about $225. Pretty economical gun. Sometimes economical guns do not mean cheap guns. They just mean guns that people can afford. They have 2 magazine bases. They have the flat and the finger grab. It comes with a safety lock. They come in all kinds of colors. You're not supposed to leave a gun in the truck, guys, or in a vehicle of any kind. But if you were to leave one of these in your vehicle and it got stolen, it would not hardly as much as if you left it $500-600 Glock in your car. Remember, you're not supposed to leave a gun in your car, take it out every night. But the night you forget to take it in, and if the wording is stolen, it's not going to be it. But 9mm, it's a 3.1-inch barrel, nice little carry piece. Highly, highly recommend you take a look at it. Sky first came in, they had a crappy trigger, and I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. I have an opportunity, I'll show you a breakdown of one real quick, and then we'll shut this thing down. We've got a beautiful stainless. This is the stainless model they have here. Black top, nice serrations. Comes with 2 magazines. Got the finger groove. There's that flat trigger we were talking about. That flat trigger's on a lot of expensive guns at this point in time. And those expensive guns themselves still don't have the trigger like this. Now, I will tell you, this is a little bumpy. If you're going to shoot it, it gets a little bumpy on you. But beyond that, I would recommend it to do, especially for what's that night out on the town, movies, popcorn, and steak dinner. You got yourself a firearm. So, and it's a pretty nice firearm. Pretty easy. I'm not sure if it'd be pocket carry, but it's pretty dang close for a bigger pocket carry. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this evening, and I do apologize for all the stuff we've got. We've got our exit videos here going at this point in time. And we'll see you next week. Same time, same place, same range. Thank you for watching the videos. God bless. I appreciate you, and I love you. We'll see you guys.